you graduate from Georgia Tech, and you're a first-round draft pick.
Yeah.
And you initially go to Detroit.
Yep.
Now, was this during the time that Dennis Rodman was there, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Dennis and I, that spring before, they take the top 50 players and they bring them to this Hawaii. They bring them to Hawaii, and we play on 4 different islands. And so they split it up: east, south, southwest, and northwest. And for some reason, Dennis Rodman was on my squad. And Coach Crimmins, who was my coach in college, was the coach. So I knew what offense we were going to run. And so I wound up getting the MVP of that. I beat out Ron Harper. I missed like 3 shots in the whole week. And mainly to miss 3 shots because I had Dennis Rodman on my team playing defense on everybody and grabbing every rebound and giving me the ball. It was the best thing in the world. I love him for it. We came in together, and believe it or not, Vlad, I was the wild one. I was the loud New Yorker, boisterous, yo, what up, what up? And he was a quiet as a church mouse little kid from Oklahoma / Dallas, and everybody loved him. He would play video games. He was just like a kid.
Well, he's a bit of an oddball because did he even go to college?
Yeah, he went to a junior college or Southwest,
right?
Southwest
yeah, but he wasn't groomed in the same way that most basketball players were groomed. I'd heard that his coach found him at was it an airport? Yeah, he was working at an airport.
Working at an airport, yeah. And his sister played. His sisters were great basketball players.
Yeah.
And he didn't play.
Yeah, he wasn't even thinking about playing. And this guy just groomed him up.
Right. He changed the NBA. Imagine being 6'7", getting Defensive Player of the Year and leading the lead in rebounds like every year he played at 6'7". Not 7 foot, not 6'9", 240 pounds, 6'7". Not a great shooter, not a big time scorer, but he changed the way we look at it, changed the way, the intensity of the game.
Right. The worm.
The worm. We call him Big Man in Detroit.
Okay. So now you're playing on Detroit. Now I remember, because I read Dennis Rodman's book.
Oh yeah?
And he said he hated playing for Detroit.
What book did you read?
The one with him with the dress on the cover? Or?
Yeah, I don't think he said it. Okay, so let me reword it for him. I know you read it already, so I read that. The difference with Dennis is he can't really hate Detroit. He hated what happened in Detroit. He hated that they fired Chuck Daly, traded me, broke the team up, which was, Boston didn't break teams up, the Lakers didn't break teams up. How you going to be a big-time team if you break us up and we're successful? I think he hated that part of it.
Okay, because he would always say how much he loved playing for the Bulls more than Detroit. That was a theme that kept coming up in that book.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when he was an adult when he was playing with the Bulls. I retired. I retired at 32, and he's 4 years. He was 36 years old, playing with Chicago.
Okay.
And with those 3 years, you got the insulation of Michael, Scotty, the league, Phil, the offense, the community, the attitude. Chicago was a bigger town for him. He had found himself, and they were an international team. So maybe the fact that we weren't an international team and we were the budding, we were the ones interrupting it. But yeah, it's funny you put it that way. He also said in his book that the NBA was only about sex and money, and he wasn't too far off.
And back then, he was still conservative. He didn't have the tattoos.
It's so funny. I remember we got tattoos right after training camp. I got one, he got one, because Adrian Dantley had one, and I hadn't seen a black guy with a tattoo. So.
Right.
And
but he wasn't tattooed the way he ended up, is what I'm saying.
When it started turning out like it did, when he became free to express himself, or he felt he can express himself, he changed. I'm not going to use the word conservative. I'm just going to use quiet.
Okay. So when you were growing up in Brooklyn, was your family middle class, poor? How would you really define it?
I grew up, my mom's won a lottery.
Okay.
Not the money lottery. You put your name in. They were living in Bed-Stuy. Put the name in to move into this new high rise.
Oh, right.
Back then it was a high rise, and then when we moved in, it became a project. Believe it or not, true statement. And like now, you go back to New York, those tenements are expensive,
Right.
right? They're no longer projects.
Yeah.
Like I was in the Lower East Side and my friend was there. I was like, oh, this is no longer the hood. She was like, nah, I rent a room up here and I spend $1,200 a month for a room. I was like, well, are you kidding me? So yeah, she won. We were the second black family in Canarsie in Bayview Projects. By the time I was in 13 years old, 8th grade, we were like almost 50% black. It became like white flight took off, and it changed the environment of it. My father drove truck in Manhattan for 35 years. My mother was a presser. She was a kosher caterer at Grafstein's Deli, and we cleaned house in Long Island.
Okay.
So you tell me.
You're a working class family.
Yeah, we didn't have any money. My parents were born in the 20s, and
Yeah.
they were black, so yeah, we didn't have a lot of dough.
So you go from that to now being
To making no money at Georgia Tech.
to making no money at Georgia Tech.
Can you, like, even this is, and I'm saying this, and I don't care because I'm old enough to tell the truth. I made no money at Georgia Tech. Like, there wasn't even like, here go 50. It was none of that. My brother was a CO at Rikers, and he would send me $50, $100. You know what I'm saying? So it was none. So it was like literally, I wanted to go pro because I wanted that cash.
Yeah.
And I wasn't ready. I would have got drafted at that pot, but I'm happy that I waited because I needed to learn something that senior year.
Can you say how much your first contract was?
Yeah, my first contract was 5 years for $2.5 million, and the last year was $575,000.
Okay.
So my first year, I made $230,000.
Okay. This was what year?
1986.
So this is roughly maybe 700,000, $1 million in today's dollars.
2 million, 2.2. Yeah, about 10 times what that
About
is
10
now.
times.
Yeah.
So now you're the equivalent of a millionaire at 22 years old?
22.
22 years old. What happened when you were suddenly given all that money?
I made one bad choice. Put it this way. I tell everybody this. They give you $230,000. This is how I work with cats now. That right there is $115,000.
Right. Half of it goes away.
Right? So half goes, because you play in 7 different states. So half of your money's gone.
Uh-huh.
You got $115,000. 60% of that money, so close to $60,000, $64,000, you're supposed to give to your retirement, to your investment, right? Put away for you. So you got $48,000, and you live in the life of a $250,000 player.
Right. Because you don't know what taxes are.
There's no money there.
Yeah.
They're giving you $4,000 a month. That comes up to $4,000 a month. My rent was $750. My car note was more than my rent, and I was renting. That was another thing. At $850 for a BMW, and my insurance, since I was a high risk, was like $300 a month. So there's no money.
There's no money.
Literally, like at the end of my first year, I had to take a loan.
Wow. And you were a first-round draft pick.
A first-round draft pick. Yeah.
How did it feel to take a loan after being a professional NBA player?
And I don't know what that was. I called my agent and goes, yo, you have no money. I said, what do you mean I have no money? Well, we're sending you your stipend, and it's the end of the season, and you were spending $4,000 a month, and we're giving you $4,000 a month. But John, you have to pay this back, and it's not a year contract. You need to take a loan because the team's not going to give you money. If they know they're going to give you money, they got you over the barrel. I was like, well, I need a loan. He goes, yeah, we'll get you an extra $110,000. All right, cool. Where do I sign? What does that mean? No one explains percentages.
Right. And I'm sure the rate on that loan was probably stupid.
It was ridiculous. Why would they give it to me?
Predatory loan.
Right. And those are supposed to be my friends. That's supposed to be my guy looking out for me.
Yeah.
So understand that too. These bloodsuckers come around you your senior year. Just like a girl, we like shiny things. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let's go to dinner. Oh, I got that. Really? We can eat in here? Yeah, man. What else you need, man? Get your car home.
Huh.
You get to that point. If you need anything, I just put something over there, man. I gave it to your girl, man. You gave her that much, man, just for y'all. But, I can't give it to you. That kind of stuff happened. So I'm a New Yorker. So every one of those dudes that wanted to give me cash, I said, cash me outside. I was like, for real, at the end of the season, we'll talk. I don't want to talk to you during the season.
Yeah.
If you contact me again, I can't talk to you because you're putting my career in jeopardy.
Yeah.
Man, end of my year, that phone blew up. And one guy was coming in thinking he was gonna, what you need? Man, anything you need. I need 10,000. You need 10,000? Yeah, I need 10,000. He was like, what you need 10,000? I need 10,000. You asked me anything I need 10,000. All right, we'll work it out. I get 10,000. I buy my furniture and I pay my rent at my condo until it was time to go to school, time to go to the pros. Right there, I knew I wasn't signing with them. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to pimp me for, and I was that kind of kid. You can't pimp me for that. So I've been blessed, man. I had David Falk, who was a great agent. He's not a financial wizard. And I fired him after the year 2 when I realized I was paying like his fee from my contract, 20% of my sneaker deal. He doesn't wear sneakers. And I had a VIA deal. That's when the VIA first came out. So I got $60,000 from a VIA, right? He's leaving with $12,000 up for negotiating it every year. So son, I got a 3-year deal. You getting $36,000 for convincing them to take a number 1 pick? It's a bad deal. I love LeBron. And my favorite player, I'm say it, my favorite player is LeBron. You know why? LeBron ain't no chump.
Yeah.
LeBron sat there and studied all the things we didn't do, and he does. And he does it very well.
Right. And he brought his own group of friends.
Right.
As his business.
And he made them learn.
Yeah.
For them.
His posse.
Right. That's what, remember they wanted to call it a posse because it was a cool thing to say. Beckham walks around with a couple of dudes too. They don't call it a posse though.
Yeah, exactly.
So I love Beckham too. I love Beckham because he got tatted down to his knuckles and corporate America had to buy it. I love that. But LeBron, Isaiah Thomas said some things to me to help me out. Then I was blessed to get a second contract. And then I was my third contract with Miami was like $15 million. And that was cool for 4 years.
Right, because that was after Detroit.
After Detroit.